You've felt it before, standing outside at night, looking up, and something happens. Not dramatically, not with fanfare, just a quiet shift in how large you feel. The noise of the day becomes briefly irrelevant. Whatever was pressing and urgent loosens its grip. And for a moment, just a moment, something opens up that is very difficult to name. Most of us don't spend much time with that feeling. We notice it briefly, and then we go back inside. Modern life makes it easy to go weeks, months, sometimes years without genuinely looking up. The sky is always there, but we've built a world that makes it easy to forget. Bright screens, artificial light, ceilings between us and whatever's above them. And in doing so, we have quietly disconnected from something the human brain has been responding to for hundreds of thousands of years. Psychologists have a name for what you feel when you look at the night sky. Awe. Not in the casual sense, but as a specific emotional state with measurable effects on the brain and body. Researchers Dacher Keltner and Jonathan Haidt described awe as the experience of encountering something vast and difficult to immediately understand. Something that challenges your existing mental frameworks. Something that requires the mind to expand in order to accommodate it. The night sky does this more reliably than almost anything else available to the human experience. When awe is triggered, something measurable happens. The default mode network, the part of the brain associated with self-referential thinking, quiets. The mental chatter about yourself, your problems, your timeline, your identity, it softens. Research has shown that experiences of awe reduce activity in brain regions associated with the ego and self-focus. They produce a sense of being part of something larger than the individual self. They reduce inflammatory markers in the body. They increase feelings of connectedness. They make people more generous, more patient, more present. A few minutes under a clear night sky is not nothing. Researchers call one aspect of this the small self effect. When confronted with something genuinely vast, the sense of self contracts. Not painfully, not with shame, but with a kind of relief. The weight of being the center of your own story, the pressure of your own importance, briefly lifts. And in that contraction, something else expands. A sense of connection, of belonging to something that does not require you to be significant, just present. It would be easy to dismiss this as escapism, as a temporary distraction from the things that actually need attention. But the research suggests otherwise. People who regularly experience awe report higher levels of life satisfaction, greater clarity about what matters to them, more capacity to tolerate uncertainty. Awe doesn't help you avoid your life. It helps you see it from a distance that makes it navigable. The problems don't disappear, but they return to their actual size, rather than the size anxiety has made them. Every culture in human history has looked up, not just for navigation, not just for agriculture, but for something harder to name. The ancient Greeks built myths around constellations. Indigenous cultures around the world mapped their stories into the sky. Every major religion has some relationship with what lies above. This is not coincidence. It suggests that the night sky has been serving a psychological function for as long as humans have existed. A reset, a recalibration, a reminder of scale that no other experience provides quite as freely. Most people alive today have never seen the Milky Way. Not because it isn't there, but because light pollution has made it invisible to more than 80% of the world's population. We have built a civilization so bright that we can no longer see what our ancestors considered a permanent fixture of the night. Something that shaped mythology, navigation, philosophy, and the human sense of place in the universe. Gone. Not catastrophically, just quietly, without most people noticing what was being lost. You don't need a telescope. You don't need to travel to a dark sky reserve. You just need to go outside on a clear night and stay long enough for your eyes to adjust. Long enough for the brain to register what it's actually seeing. Not a screensaver, not a background, but an actual view of something almost incomprehensibly large that has been there for billions of years. And to let that land for just a moment before going back inside. The night sky hasn't changed. The stars you can see tonight are the same stars that stopped people in their tracks for all of human history. The feeling they produce is not nostalgia. It's recognition. Something in the brain remembers what it is to be small and unrushed and briefly freed from the weight of being only yourself. That feeling is available to you tonight, if you remember to look up.